Hey guys, it's Matthew here once again with another update on my HexBlast occultist that runs around. It just like kind of one-taps things, and it's still pretty much doing that and feels pretty good to look at. Rather visually satisfying, rather audio, audioly nailed it, satisfying, and it's yeah, still chugging along up to tier 9s, 10s, starting to slow down a bit. I've only got a 5 link though, and still missing, let's say, some decent gear here or there, but it's certainly gotten me to the point where I feel that it was an okay starter. It's probably not something I'd recommend. It is a little uncomfortable for what I would think most people who like to play Path of Exile like, so it's possibly not the greatest there, but you certainly can go ahead and try to copy my build if you like. We still don't have very much life. Ideally, I'm going to hit about 5,000 life, which isn't huge, but with perma, blasphemy, temp chains, and malediction from the occultist ascendancy, and then freezing things quite often with the skill itself, we are fairly defensive in that capacity to be able to actually avoid everything. So that's kind of the basis for the defense, and for the most part seems to be working in plenty of situations. It will obviously get us in trouble in plenty of other situations, but it's been satisfying and good enough thus far. And I'll probably still try and kill a few more bosses and take it a little bit further for another day or two, because Heist has been rather fun, at least when it works. I personally have not had too much of a negative experience with Heist or this league. Lots of people have crashes and game-breaking bugs and stuff like that. I, for the most part, have been fine. I have done 2 or 3 grand heists now, and one of them I did crash on near the end, but didn't lose anything I cared about, so I wasn't very upset about that. But I could certainly understand that a crash like that could devastate someone's progress and potentially just bum them out for losing an item or two that you really wanted to keep. So it's not without its problems, don't get me wrong, but I think from what we've seen so far, it's been pretty fun, and aside from the Heist League, most of the skills are rather enjoyable, even if not the best starters from what I've seen. And HexBlast, for me personally, has been going okay, and I think with enough gear, you probably could make it a skill and a build that does what I originally was hoping it would do, and that's run around and just about one-shot everything. There is a bit of setup to still go though, so it can be a bit uncomfortable. You definitely have to get your curses going, and I imagine there might be some different ways of playing it and scaling it that others might try in the future. Maybe some cast on crit, some real rapid fire echo style attacks, and then you're just manually throwing out curses non-stop. Who knows? But I think there's still potential to explore this sort of skill, and I, for the most part, just want to try a few more heists, because my character doesn't seem too bad for it, given the nature of blasphemy temp chains, which is rather potent in avoiding things in the heists themselves. So they are a little bit weird. As you can see, they're still at this stage largely very full of monsters behind the doors, and Black Hole, or rather Void Sphere, has been insane for these things. So if you are using a build similar to mine without Void Sphere, definitely get it. It helps a lot with your crowd control, with your utility. If you're using a build not at all like mine, maybe still try Void Sphere in your build. I feel like it should come quite handy for just about every build out there in Heists at the moment. A lot of this is supposed to be changed though with some patches. They're going to iron out some of the clustering in Heists and make things a bit smoother, door-wise and killing alert-wise and all that. But at the moment, I think Void Sphere is just about pivotal in most builds for a heist sort of situation. And the way I've been treating heists myself is basically running through, grabbing a key piece of loot or two, box or two, and then just killing stuff on the way out, and grabbing a few things on the way there as well. And it's been pretty fun, I think, getting one reward or two. The grand heists themselves are fairly decent, fairly rewarding, and I'll go into what I've done with the heists in just a second, but this is what my boss single target damage kind of looks like at this point, since I've incorporated with a totem. Still leveling some gems, still haven't got a Val skill, but I don't think I can at this point because I just don't have the buttons for it. So there's probably not going to be too many more developments. If you want to look at the path of building, the damage numbers won't really mean anything, but it will probably be, for the most part, just how my build is, though I might still look into getting some cluster jewels and reworking my tree a little bit. So this is what's happening at the end of a grand heist. You get to pick between a few gems, if it's a gem one, for example, and then you just need to make your way out of there with your loot. Similar to a regular heist, you basically just have a few wings instead of one single wing, and there's bigger payoff in the end room, as opposed to just stealing an item that turns in for some coins. So it is rather worth doing, the ones that I've done anyway, and the ones that haven't crashed. Yeah, I just want to go ahead and show you guys, or talk a little bit about Heist League, what I've basically understand about it and how grand heists work, in case you've yet to experiment with that and still a little bit intimidated by it. I'm sure for the most part you are familiar with regular heists and what to do. It's a pretty straightforward mechanic, I think. You grab, whatever little contract you have, and basically require one dude that needs a certain level. You pick whatever dude that is, and you go in and you get some item that turns in for markers. But if you want to do a grand heist, the way I basically approach it is you see what you want as the heist target. So replicas or experimented items is going to be the replica uniques and cool shit like that. If you look at the others that I currently have, none of them are really worth anything, I don't think. Enchanted armaments will have some random enchantments and stuff. Thieves' trinkets will just be some of the stuff like these that you have that give you slight boosts and some currency, so nothing too special. The one that I just then showed in the video was like alternate gems and stuff. So this is telling you what at the end of each wing is going to be the special item that you're looking for. So I think the replicas are probably some of the coolest things, and that's the ones I'm basically looking for because I want some fancy new uniques. And what you want to do is reveal your blueprint, and currently pretty much how these things work is you'll always have like one wing currently revealed, and you can reveal more rooms if you need to. I don't think it's very worth doing, revealing the just little reward rooms. It might be worth it for you to reveal another escape route just so you can get out quicker as opposed to running all the way back through. But the curio display room is the room that's going to have the special replica item or something. So you can then reveal these wings, so you can also run extra wings as opposed to just one wing, and you can reveal the entire wing, but that costs more, and I don't think it's really worth doing because it's just also revealing the little reward rooms, which, pretty meaningless, especially when the goal is just this and to not really bust over your alert level. So you typically just reveal the actual wing itself. And then you have another room that you can run into and pick up the same sort of replica uniques. Now you can click these, and because there's more than just one of them that can do the reveals, and sometimes if your Gianna has some reveals, it'll be a lot cheaper, but she's got a limited amount, and they stack up if you use her in certain things. So all you have to do then is basically go and lock your team in for this. So planning table, smash it there, and you can see that each wing requires a team for this. They require certain things. You pick whichever one you want based off of their bonuses, and they have to be high enough level, and it's pretty easy to level them up for their certain things. Just run like regular heists and use them 1 or 2 times, and they'll go up 1 or 2 levels. And you can gear them up and make things a lot better, but we're hardly at that point yet. I think once you're actually properly gearing these dudes out, it's going to get pretty silly. So you can press V when you're in your harbor, and you can click each one of your dudes, and you can see what they currently have. Once you start getting to the higher levels and enough of these items to gear them out with exactly what you want, it's going to be pretty crazy. I think you're going to be able to run through a heist and just click every box and kill everything, get lots of loot, and the grand heist will become rather nutty. So I think once the changes have already come through, for the patches and more patches come through, then it's going to get pretty crazy for loot in the next couple weeks once we've actually figured out all of our characters' gears and stuff like that. And yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. It's a fun little mechanic. It's just a bit of a side map, you know, every now and again while you're mapping you can have a big, more rewarding map that still has pretty good loot and pretty good experience, but is rather dangerous. So, you know, you got to be careful. Probably want to be 10 levels over each bloody thing you're doing at least, and then still be rather careful running through it. I'll leave you guys with just one wing of one of my grand heists, so you can just see exactly how it goes. It's, you know, just a little bit slow, a little bit methodical, but a fun little piece of content. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Give it a shake.
I hope you don't expect me to fight. Oh, I've got just the contraption for this. Hardly a hurdle.
Should have stayed out of it.
Hardly a hurdle. Expect me to fight. The axles and the gears go round and round.
You silly goose.
Wasn't worth it, was it?
If they cannot prevent us from taking it, it is ours. The axles and the gears.
Enemies heading our way.
Oh shit, we're almost there. Alright, I can smash a lot of stuff then.
They should have thought this through.
Okay. Yeah.
This'll be quick. We got company.
Oh, come on, that was so sad.
What an anticlimax.
Easy.
Guards, weapons up. You've a keen eye for pretty little things, don't you?
Anyone else see what just happened? Open the box. It's like, we've got company. And just a fucking cute dog with a, you know, lab coat and glasses shows up, and I instantly go, shh. Just solo by itself. That's all that happens.
Hallucinatory
It was so sad.
Anything you see is as well.
How long will you last?
Yeah. Reckon I'll find something better.
Well,
Well, if it isn't a whole bunch of shit. Ooh, the Alberons.
guards, weapons up.
Ooh, the Fen Coil. Ooh, boundary bow. Trigger level 20 fiery impact on melee hit with this weapon. A boom mace. Version Beth, thanks for 17 months. Replica Victario's whatever. I don't know what it does, it looks shit. Wizard or Mace? Apparently it's a long cooldown, says some noob. I think the Alberons. We could make a build of these. They're already 18%ers as well. The 1 to 80 chaos per 50 strength is nutty. They're all garbage? No, this is nutty. I doubt they're worth anything. I'm sure they're common, but who gives a shit? It's all I found. I can justify using them. What the fuck? Stop!
Don't let them touch me!
I'll protect you, milady.
Keep moving.
believe you. I'm just not ready.
Keep it up, exile.
Yeah, I know.
Keep moving.
Oi, Isla.
Alright.
Word again.
Clandestine!